Hands on the beat.
You whatever you want to do today. And what's up, everybody? We back another episode of the Nuke and Nitty show. This is episode 3. We very excited about it. So we just finna get on into it. So Nitty, what's been up, man? How you been?
Yeah, I've been working and taking care of you. You know, like I went to like I guess a carnival.
Sterling Heights Lane?
Yeah, Sterling Heights Sterling Festival.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I went there like after work.
Okay.
And first of all, like shit was kind of expensive. Like it's kind of expensive to go to the place now. It's like I remember like the state fair was like what
$20.
$20, $10, whatever. Like you buy, we wasn't even buying like no like all day passes. We just buy tickets,
Right.
Like just walk around and all that stuff. Like now it's like going to Cedar Point. Like I don't
A lot
understand.
more I see the point in
Yeah,
that.
it's a whole lot more at Cedar Point than it is at a carnival. But I guess it is what it is now. But they got like vendors and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's free. Like you ain't got to pay for entrance to go see no vendors. You got to pay for the rides.
Right.
And I had my kids with me, so it wasn't a whole lot of rides we can do like without them. So
Mm-hmm.
and plus like I don't do no like I don't do the stuff. I don't do anything that puts me upside down.
You
Like
scared
I
of
ain't that ain't for me.
Okay.
But other than that, like we had fun. I'm like my daughter. Well, my wife played a game. One of those games we throw ping pong into the cup. She kept throwing,
Right.
and like she kept throwing the ball, and then my daughter grabbed the ball, threw it in there, and hit the cup, and landed right in the cup. She won goldfish. And so like we played this game, but like you had to throw the balls and ping pong balls to the cup.
Mm-hmm.
And so like my wife, she paid for it. She was like, little $10, started throwing ping pong balls to the cup. And my daughter grabbed one, she threw it in there. First time, and won a goldfish.
I years ago we was at something like that. Won a goldfish for my daughter at the time. I think she was like 2.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that goldfish lasted a day. I went out and bought aquarium stuff and all that stuff. And it's like, when I asked the guy at the pet store, like, why did he die? He was like, those fish are not equipped for those type of things. So he was like, I forgot exactly what he said, but he was like, they're equipped to live the amount of time that they live in those little things. He was like, when you put them in a filtered tank, they don't live. Like, it's like they lungs collapse. It's like too much pressure from the water or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's things that we do as fathers, especially with these girls. It's like, because I have a daughter, you have 2, right?
Yeah.
So that was another thing we was going to kick it about. Was like, fathers, how do y'all feel about not telling your daughter no? I'm going to let you start because you've been on the game a little bit longer than I have.
My daughter, I can't. They get mad at me. Like they yell at me. Like my youngest one won't accept no. She's like a daddy and then do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll cut me off. Like I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Don't worry about it. Stop talking. Like it's just cut me off. Like okay, well fine. Like but I can't say fine. I'm like, yo, you need to listen to me. Like you better stop doing that. But if I really get like stern with them, then that's when they act like I done committed like a war crime or something like that.
Exactly. I mean, my daughter, and it's my fault.
Yeah.
I knew from the moment that I found out that she was a girl, I told people, I was like, I'm not going to be no good. Then to see her and hold her for that first time, I was like, I'm screwed. I was like, she going to always hear yes. I'm never going to tell her no, but I'm starting to transition out of that now because she's a little bit older and I don't want her to going to the world thinking that somebody really owe you something and that you're just gonna get everything you want. But like you said, as soon as you tell them girls no, but daddy, why? You say yes any other time and but I want this and this, that, the third, and then as soon as you go through all that and you break down and give it to them, the reason why we give it to them because you get that, oh, you're the best dad ever, and my daughter tell me all the time. She was like, I know all my friends wish I had a dad like you, and even though her friends have good dads because I done hung out with them,
Right.
it be that get me all the time. Like you're the best daddy ever, or just that out of nowhere she was like, Dad, I love you. That she give me a kiss on the cheek, like
It's that whole coming into the house and
Mhm.
like, Daddy, like like that gets you, like it like softens you up, but then like you gotta put your foot down. Like, see, I was spoiled because when I had my son, I was the weekend dad. I every other week, every weekend I had, and like he listened to me,
right.
like and like me and him he live with me now, so we got like good relation. Me and him got a good relationship. He's
Right.
grown, 18 now, so he's grown.
Right.
Like, but he listened to me. Like he was easy on me.
Right.
Like I didn't have to do all the super discipline, but when I said do something, he did it.
Right.
But with these girls, it's like go one and out the other. And I don't want to put my foot. And it's like part of me, I know I got to put my foot down and raise my voice a little bit to get them to get them in line. But at the same time, it's like you get that feeling like, oh, I don't feel so bad. They'll say stuff that mess with you.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll say stuff like, oh, you made me feel like I'm not part of this family. Like, what do you mean? Because I want you to clean the room? Like, what are you talking about? But, like, I know they're just saying that because they mad. They're not saying that, because they kids. They don't know no better.
Like, I have a situation with my daughter. I have a son, 2-year-old son now, too. She'd be like, if I have to tend to him because he needs a little bit more attention than she does at 7, because she's pretty much, I'm not going to say independent, but she can do a lot for herself at this age. You used to love me more before this baby came around. Like, just like, no, baby, this your brother. I ain't found him on the street. You know what I'm saying? I liked it when it was just me and you. I'm like, all right, we still have our time, but you know what I'm saying? You have your brother now. Whatever, Dad. You know what I'm saying? It's that they was having an argument today about who is their dad. Because Jaden like, Daddy, I want to give you a hug. That's my dad. Don't hug my daddy. That's my daddy. It's like, I'm like, listen, I love both of y'all unconditionally. Like, it's no equal value to who I love more. But like I had to explain to her, you were this age too, and I had to pay a lot of attention to you. Not to say that I don't have to pay attention to you now, but you know more than what he does. So she still don't understand that because it's like Jaden is about to for 4 straight years. You know what I'm saying? It was just me and her. Now you got your brother here, and it's like that attention. So maybe it's just a little bit of jealousy, but it's cool.
It probably is. Like I don't know, but like I don't know. With my daughters, they're like they're sister. Like they fight like sisters and they love each other like sisters.
Right.
So like they'll fight all day, and then like some point in the day they'll be real quiet and they'll be in their room playing back and forth. They'll be on Roblox, go on their iPads, all stuff like that. And, like or they'll be like playing with their toys together. Sometimes they fight over their toys. Sometimes they share their toys. It's like
right.
It'll go back and forth all day. Like so, yeah. Like we things we do as dads, man. Like it's I don't know. It's rough, but it's not that bad.
Nah, it's not that bad. I mean, honestly, for me, I think I said it before, or maybe a previous episode, maybe the last two. Being a father is probably one of the greatest things that I've ever happened to me. Because honestly, I couldn't imagine life without my kids. They get on my nerves.
Right.
I enjoy my time away from them sometimes, but to hear them say "Thank you, Daddy," or just to create that memory with them, you know what I'm saying? That's a great bond. That's why I take a lot of pictures with them. because I want to go back and look and be like, remember when we did this, and
Oh yeah.
hopefully they can pass that on to their kids.
I'm big on pictures. I like keeping memories. Like, like I don't have a whole lot of pictures of me when I was a kid. I got a lot of them, but I don't have a whole lot of them.
Right.
Especially when I was in like high school or anything, like or even grade school. Like I don't have a whole lot because I just got the decision took it at school. Like I don't have like candid photos. I don't have a whole lot of candid photos of me.
I think I got more photos of me when I became in my 20s when we was on the clubs and stuff than I did when we was like in high school. Because you got to think when we was in high school, most of them camera phones. I mean, and stuff like that. So the opportunity to take those memories, you had to have them stored in your brain. I could tell you a lot of stuff that we did in high school, but I don't have the photographic proof of it.
Like I took a lot of photos in high school because I had those. Well, we had disposable cameras and stuff like that, so I would take a lot of photos. But part of that is because I was in a photography class.
Exactly.
So we was taking photos anyway, and I had a camera. But other than that, I think if I wouldn't take no photography class, I would have never had any photos.
Okay.
So, but like I had braids and I had an S girl, and I probably got one picture of me in an S girl. Yeah, I had an S girl back in the day. Like I got one picture of me, and you can't even tell I had the S girl in my hand. I got a picture of me in a fro. I got a bunch of pictures of me with a fro, but like other than that, like, and I had braids at one point. I never took a picture with no braids.
You know, I never took a picture when I had braids either. That era of me was short lived.
Yeah, it lasted a week. I had braids for 1 week, and then I took them shits out because they was hurting my head.
I think it was like, it took me 3 months to grow my hair out, only for me to have my hair braided for like a month. And like I said, I have no pictures of it.
Yeah, I had
cut it all out.
1 good week, and my sister-in-law braided my hair for like a week, and like the bitch I told like, take this off. This hurt. like I had my fro was like blowing out for like a good couple days, so it just went back where it was. And then eventually I just cut it all off right before the end of high school.
So another thing I want to touch on, as a father and as a man of girls, how do you feel relationships? How do you feel about that? Like, what examples do we set for them to see growing up? Because right now I'm a single father. I have no one. I know you're married.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my daughter was actually having this conversation the other day, like, Dad, are you ever gonna get married? And if so, will this person become my new mom? And I was like, well, no one could ever take their mom's place. This would just be someone else special in your life that's gonna love you and take you good and, be there for you just like a mom, but nobody can ever take your mom's place. I know when Izzy came to stay with you, how was that transition for him?
Well, in the beginning, I think he was like, he didn't really like express no emotion about it.
Mm-hmm.
But he did tell me like, no, I miss living home. But he knew that day was coming, and I knew that day was coming. And, like he was like, come live with me. Because at a certain age, that's what we agreed. Yeah, that's what we agreed on. So like, we never call them. There's never no stepson, stepmom. There's bonus. Call it bonus. Like bonus mom, bonus son, or just son, mom, everybody. You don't need steps.
Right.
So like, it was like I'll tell you in the beginning. Well, like when me and my wife first met, she told me straight up like, I don't date no kid. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
That sounds like something interesting.
But eventually, like I guess she came around to it and everything, and like it was fine. But like,
but you gotta understand.
But then you gotta understand we had a baby, so like, now she got an older brother, and like they were getting along. Like he was being a big brother. He became a big brother. So
But you
like,
gotta kind of understand. Not to cut you off, I apologize. You gotta kind of understand that mindset because who really wants to deal with the drama from another person,
Yeah.
especially if the wounds are not healed or you and your ex partner have not had those conversations.
well, you gotta like, I don't know, you gotta keep some distance
hmm
between your past and your future,
Exactly. Needs to be boundaries.
or like set some boundaries,
hmm
set some clear boundaries, or there has to be like an understanding, like this is who I'm with, and this is my situation now.
hmm
Hopefully, you know, you don't end up in any situation where like you meet somebody new and you're the two of you start a whole new life together, and this person feels like they feel left behind, something like that, so they do something to spite you.
hmm
Like you hope nothing like that happens. You know, all the best you can hope for is that they move on with their life, you move on with yours, and y'all come to an agreement on how you gonna take care of your kids.
I mean, I think that's the mature way to go about it. Definitely, definitely when I decide to be with somebody else, when I find that person, definitely there needs to be a conversation between her and my children's mother. But like you said, it just needs to be a clear cut conversation about the kids. It doesn't need to be anything held personal about me and this person's relationship. It just needs to be strictly about the kids and vice versa with her. When she meets someone, hopefully she'll introduce me to them and our conversation will be about clear, healthy boundaries about the kids and that's it. That's all.
Well, I'll put it to you like this: like whatever works for you
hmm
works for you. Like
Exactly.
you know, it's different for everybody, but it works. It works. Whatever. Like
Right.
my situation is different, but it worked for me, and everything to me is fine
Right.
as far as I'm concerned. Like this, you know, I'd rather keep it where it is.
Right.
So with we just one big happy family now. Like I felt so much better having my son live with me
Right.
rather than having him come every weekend. Because
Right.
for those years, I think it was up until like the 6th grade, I believe.
hmm
5th grade. He graduated 5th grade. He graduated from the that's when he graduated from
Yeah.
5th grade. That's when he came to live with me that summer.
Okay.
And it felt like a weight was lifted off.
hmm
Cause I got tired of being a weak. It was a guilt, constant guilt.
hmm
Like it never went away. Like even if I was going out or whatever, or if I had him for a weekend, I had to have my mom watch because I had to work or at work
Right.
while I was going out, whatever.
Right.
Because all through the week I wouldn't do nothing. Just go to
Mhm.
work. Like I couldn't. There was no hanging out at the bar
Right.
or anything. Like everybody else had jobs. My job was like off shifts, so like
Right.
I couldn't see nobody. Like I barely seen my friends. I had a girlfriend. Like she would come over, whatever. But that would be the most I could see her at during the day, or whatever, or like at night when I got off work, and she stayed there. But like other than that, like I was you know, I worked all through the week, and then the weekend come, and it was like work, going out to the club, going out with this girl, gotta stay home with the kids, you gotta take the kid here. It's like everything would come at once.
Right.
And you have so much guilt that, you ain't really live, you feel like you ain't really living life, but you got responsibilities.
Right.
So like,
I think
when my son came to live with me, like that kind of like relieves some of that stress.
Okay.
But at the same time, but like, I don't know. I just felt better having all my kids right here.
Right. I understand that. I mean, like you said, everybody's situation ain't the same. So if I may ask you a question in your opinion all at the same time. So in the time when you and your wife meeting, before she became your wife, of course, I'm pretty sure she met your son before she became your wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a conversation with some people, and shout out to Deidre and Kevin for this conversation. It was a dope conversation at work. Who do you feel should meet the kids first? Should it? Excuse me. Let me reword that. Who should meet first? Should the new person you're in a relationship meet the kids first, or should your ex meet your new partner first?
I don't think your ex got anything to do with who you dating now.
And that's what
They have absolutely nothing to do. They can't approve or disapprove of who you bring to your life, even if they are around the kids, because you as an adult have to make an adult decision about who you bring around your kids, and they have to trust you enough to know that you're not going to bring nobody around your kids that's going to be detrimental to them. And if they become detrimental to them,
you were removed.
you will remove them.
Right.
And I've been in some toxic relationships, but
as a parent,
and they ended and everything. But you have to you learn from it and you grow, and so you ain't got nothing to do with who she date. I understand you in that beginning phase. You probably you in that beginning phase. You're it's gonna broke up. Now she brings some dudes around my kid and all this other stuff. And it's you worry about that. Yes, you do worry about that. Mm-hmm. You will worry about that in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's not in your control.
No, it's not. You cannot control who your ex-partner date. And it was just a question because, people will say, and I'm not saying my situation, I'm just saying in general, people want to know who around their children. And they feel like they have that right. But I'm kind of with you to an extent because I would want my next to have a relationship more with my children than with my ex. Because like you said, my ex, we're ex for a reason.
Yeah.
But of course I would want them to meet and I want them to
hope for that.
Yeah.
But if that don't happen, it don't happen.
Right.
You can't force it. You can't you will hope for that, but you can't force something like that. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Don't try to force the issue, because they're still strangers to each other.
Yeah.
Even if they do, know the same, even if they are close to the same child, they're still strangers. And they can respect, each other's space and everything in that child's life, but as far as being friendly and all that stuff and all that stuff, they don't have to do all that. That's not to me. That's not as important as people will say. As long as they know how to be around, how to treat your child,
right?
It should be no issue.
I get that.
So I wouldn't worry too much about, I want my big mom and my new girl again. Don't worry about that.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
Because you might not get along with the dude she date. And then what? If she marry him, what can you do?
I don't even put myself in a situation to where it has to even be a get along thing. It would be just, for me, it would just be cordial.
Cordial, yeah.
Hey brother, how you doing? Yeah. I'm here to get the kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Respect my boundaries, I respect yours. Yeah, you keep it like that.
Cordial, but you ain't gotta be your best friend.
Oh no.
No. It's you probably barely even have to ever talk to him.
Yeah.
You will probably barely ever have to even speak to him. Because most of your contact will probably be with the mother. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. Right. It's just not that big of a deal. It's a big deal, but it's not nothing to worry yourself about. Because what can you do? Yeah. What can you do if they marry somebody and they might treat your kids well, but don't like you. What can you do about it?
Right.
You just gonna have to be like, hey, bro, I'm here to get kids. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep the peace, and for the sake of your child. You can't be fighting with them.
No,
It's gonna make it worse.
Exactly.
So like, just keep peace with it. That's all you can do. Like, I mean, a lot of people might feel indifferent. They might be like, forget that. I'm fight. Like no, like.
And where do we get with that? Like, and what does that even look like at our age, fighting for somebody who's moved on and you moved on as well?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been there, done that. I'm not doing that no more. I'm smarter than I was 15, 20 years. Like,
we're in our 40s, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Like that was, I done like dumb shit. So I'm not even like, I would tell my older self like, I'll tell my younger self like, let him the fuck go. Don't like, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't. It's like, don't fight for it.
I have a question about that though. When you say if you had a conversation with your younger self, you would say these things and give them your younger self this advice. I had that thought too, but I always circle back to this question. If I hadn't made these decisions with my younger self, would I be the man that I am now? Because
Probably not.
maybe these decisions I made with my younger self grew me to be the older version I am now.
Yeah. You can learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Every mistake you get pissed at yourself when you make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, I wouldn't know what I know now had I not did it.
Exactly.
Like, that's why I can look back on it. As long as I learned something from it, to not do it again, I'm glad I made that mistake.
Right.
Like, life's all trial and error.
Always.
Like, it's always trial and error. You ain't gonna get it right the first time or anything. Like, that's the whole point of it.
Man, I'm
Like,
still trying to get
got
it
a million
right.
times. Like, I heard somebody say, what was this? I was listening to some song, and like, I guess the guy who makes the song, he was talking about why he came up with it. And the song was called 10,000 Years Won't Save Your Life.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, he was having a conversation with his buddy, and I guess he was going through like some hard times. But he was like, man, I wish I had like a few more years to figure things out.
Right.
And he was like, you can live for 10,000 years and you won't figure this out shit out. Like, it won't save you. It won't save you.
Right.
Like, he's trying to get things right. You just, all you can do is try.
Oh yeah.
Don't say you can't. Just try. Try before you say you can't.
Right.
But it is what it is, man. Like, life is all trial and error. You make mistakes, you learn from them, and you move on.
Right.
And like, people might hold you to your mistakes, but you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know what you become, and you know what you learn from, and you know that I would never do that if I knew what I knew now.
Exactly.
You would never do things you did back then if you knew what you knew now.
Right. But those mistakes from
back then, I wouldn't know that if I didn't do that.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
And I say that all the time. Like, one of my biggest things is my past mistakes will be my future strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, nothing is never a loss if you learn something from it.
Right.
So, as a married man, what advice do you give to the brothers out here who want to get married? First and foremost, what is it like to be a husband? Number one, because a lot of people want to get married, but a lot of men don't want to be husbands. A lot of women want to be married, but they don't know how to be wives. What does that look like in your eyes? And can you speak from your experience from being married on what does that look like?
I can't tell you what it look like. I can only tell you what I saw from my dad and then all my uncles
Right.
and all my and all the other men around me that got married.
Right.
I watched men around me get married. I watched them get divorced. I watched my mother lose her husband. So I watched till death do us part.
Right.
You know, so whatever you see around you, look around you. I would tell you, just look around you at the guys who are married and just see what they did and how they handled it. And the people who've been married for way longer. I've been married for what, 7 years.
That's a long time in this day and era.
Yeah, but you gotta think like these people been married 30 years.
Yeah.
It's like this people.
But are they happily married at those 30 years?
It don't matter. Like at some point, this is it. I'm not leaving this. If I'm happy or not. That's how some people think.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether I'm happy or not, I'm not going nowhere. But some people don't see it like that. Some people are like, well, I'm gonna get out, whatever, because they really not happy. But you got some people that they use the point where like this is my person.
Right.
Like, through thick or thin.
Whether you're
like, are you ready? Like, are you ready to put up with somebody's nonsense? And are you ready? Can you stay there when shit gets bad? That's the question. Like, think about the worst it can get, and ask yourself, could you deal with this person at their worst? Like,
I mean, I'm looking. Well, what I'm praying for is somebody that I can choose, that I want to choose every day, and she chooses me every day, even at our worst. I think the only thing that will separate me from my marriage would be infidelity. That's just something I can't come back from.
Some people that don't even separate you. Some people it'll separate you, but it'll probably bring you back because I guess some people. I guess you had people who had like no.
I would just rather for somebody to come and tell me I'm not happy. I'd rather be with somebody else. You're just not doing it for me no more. I could deal with your honesty more than I could deal with your sneakiness.
But can you?
Yes.
But can you?
Yes. Yes. I will respect you more. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's going to hurt.
Band-Aid get ripped off.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's going to hurt. But what do you think is going to hurt more? What do you think is going to hurt more? I'm just speaking from my perspective. From my perspective. For me, accountability and communication is a big thing. I don't feel like it's nothing a conversation can't fix if you really want to. But when we walk into a conversation, can we both be accountable for the things that we're talking about? Like, I'm huge on this. If you come and tell me what I did hurt you, I'm going to apologize. Because of the simple fact, not to say that, I necessarily feel like what I did was wrong, but it was wrong to you. I may have hurt you and may not even know I did it. I could do something and that may bother you in a way, but if you come to tell me, hey, honey, baby, whatever you want to call me, what you did, I wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't appreciate it. You know what, honey, I'm sorry because I didn't want to hurt your feelings and I'm going to try to correct that. And I need somebody to do the same for me.
It's because you don't have an ego about it.
No, there's no need to have an ego.
Like, that's part of what love is. Like, you have to lose your ego. You have to there's an ego death that has to happen.
You gotta give the eyes for
you're like, okay, I am doing something that's upsetting this person. I probably need to do some inner work, figure out what it is I'm doing wrong and why it's coming off to this person the wrong way. Like, that's you.
I think it took maturity over a while too.
Shredding your ego, yeah. And it's maturity. And it's like, putting your pride to the side. Because you might think you're right about how you talk to a person. You might not see nothing wrong with it. And then they point it out to you in a way that, you probably never wanted to hear. You probably didn't want to hear, but you had to hear it.
Right.
So it gets hard when you have to hear like you fucking up. It gets hard to hear,
especially for a man. You don't want to hear it
because you don't want to hear you fucking up.
Right.
you don't want to hear that from nobody. Because, like, it hurts your pride. It hurts your ego. And it makes you feel like you not adequate.
Right.
You know? That's a terrible feeling. And like, but it's a feeling you gotta deal with. Like, and you just gotta like, improve. And it's hard because like it's hard to hear that from somebody you love and then somebody you like it's consequential. You can hear that from a professor.
But is it hard when somebody's trying to correct you in a better way?
If somebody comes with you with love and tells you, hey, I need you to do this a little better because you're not doing I need you to do A, B, and C because you're doing X, Y, and Z. Like I need you to do better in this area. Because you're laughing. It gets even if they come to you with love about it, it's kinda hard to hear. But you can't get mad because like at least they not yelling at me, they just talking to me.
Right.
They're not upset with me. They know I'm better than what
I'm putting out
right now. I know I've been better than what I've been, but I know I've had to hear that a lot of times. From anybody, but and I get mad, but they right, and I have to put a little pride to my little pride to the side and try to be better.
Oh yeah.
But you like a lot of people ain't gonna do that for you if they don't truly mess with you like that. That's the thing. It's when somebody truly messes with you like that when they listen to you and they correct themselves or they try to do a little better when you tell them what they're lacking at. But they're not messing with you when they just say shoe off or screw off or like whatever.
Consistency and
like you just this, you just that, you just sensitive, you just nasty, you don't.
But then again, it's all about the way you present the situation.
It's all about the way you present. Yeah. But at the end of the day, like you just gotta I don't know if you're having a problem, it's always better to leave with love. It's better. I have a problem holding things in sometimes. I let shit slide and I try to like not, cause a ruckus and cause a fight, but then it builds up and then like, and that's the problem for me. So like, I try to get it out from the get. I'm trying to like, if it's really a problem, I gotta say something. If it's not a problem, I'm gonna say something. Like, and I really try to think about things I say. I put a lot of thought into it before I even like speak on it. And sometimes I'm wrong too. I'm still wrong. Because of how much thought I put into it.
My uncle, I was talking to him about that type of situation with that type of topic a couple years ago, and he told me something that him and his wife do. And everything ain't for everybody, but this happens to work for them. When they have an issue, he was like, okay, let's take a day or so, let's process the situation, let's think about it, and then let's talk about it after we really thought about it. Because he was like, in the heat of the moment, you just want to say anything.
Yeah.
He was like, what he likes to do is, and I honestly think this could work for anybody. If you're upset, don't have that conversation right then and there. Wait till you calm down, because if she's yelling, if you're yelling, if she's upset, if you're upset, where are y'all going? But if it's really a situation that needs to be talked about, let's just say, hey, this situation upset me. Let me get a couple days. Let me get a day or two. I wouldn't even go a day or 2 days. Let's get a couple hours or a day to calm down. Maybe you go for a walk or you go for a drive or whatever. Y'all process it, then y'all come to the table and figure it out. Because like I said, a lot of issues and relationships be big misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And when you don't say anything, it just builds up. So something I learned is, if it bothers you, talk about it. that person should be able to reciprocate what you're saying. If they, like you said, if you're leading with love, and if they're hearing it with love.
Yeah. That person also got to be open to hear it. But sometimes they might think you just complain. And they might think you just like want something to nag about.
And sometimes we do. Men and women just want something to nag about.
But at the end of the day, you like, but like, that's when it gets hard to do. Like, that's when it gets, because it's like this person, that's when they shut up. Because it's like, okay, maybe this person think I'm true.
Right.
So I'll just let it go. Maybe it's not that big of a deal.
I never want that. I never want that type of relationship.
Right.
I never want that type of relationship to where we feel like we can't be vulnerable or we can't express our feelings to each other.
Right.
Like, I'm never going to tell my next partner, I don't want to hear that.
Right.
That's just something that's not going to come out.
You shouldn't do that. You should never tell them, like, oh, I don't want to hear it. Like, just hear them out.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. Take in, think about what they're telling you. And if they're right, and if you feel like, if you have to put yourself aside, like, okay, are they right? Have I been doing that? And if you have been doing that.
I think another thing too is that we have to, men and women, we both have to think about is when you had this conversation, after the conversation has been had, and the person knows what they need to correct, you also have to give that person that time to correct that. Because especially if this is a habit, if you come to me and say, I don't like that you leave your socks on the floor, and I've been doing that for the last 5 years, I got to get that mentally down in my brain. Hey, she don't like that, let me throw my socks in the drawer.
Yeah.
So,
over time, you gonna get it.
You gonna get it.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you as my partner, she can like coach me. Hey, when we talk about, okay, I'm sorry, let me make sure I do that.
Because sometimes the worst people to just be like, to just get back to get a little attitude with you because you got left your socks on the floor. But then for dudes, they'll be like, I don't care, but I don't want to hear them out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm put my socks in, dirty clothes bag because I just don't want to hear them out.
Right.
Or like, and then it turns into like from that to like just. You got enough sense to like not leave those socks on the floor.
Right.
But some things it starts off by like, let me not, make her mad. Maybe not make him mad, but like then it goes from that to like, let me have some common sense, not to do certain things.
Right.
It turns into just common sense not to do that. Hopefully. But
So what do you think if you could say one thing that you need in a relationship to make it work, what would you say that is?
I'm like communication. That's number one. Y'all gotta be on the same page. If you're not on the same page, say you're not on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you know you're not on the same page. It's better to know that you're not on the same page than to not know that y'all not seeing eye to eye. That y'all don't see things the same way. Like, but yeah, communication is key to any relationship.
I would say God. I say if God is not in your relationship, I don't think it's gonna last. Especially if you're both believers, because like I said, I'm a believer. You know what I'm saying? God has gotten me out of some of the worst situations ever. So I will always put my faith in Him and ask Him to lead. And my next relationship, I will ask Him to lead it. And I will need my partner to be okay with that. Like, I want us to pray for each other, pray together, things like that. You can, but you can.
I know people in church who divorced, but they still go to the same church. But that is what it is.
But that's just my perspective. That's just something I would want in my next relationship, for us to be on the same page with God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm praying for a wife.
I mean, go to church. You know what I'm saying?
I'm letting Him lead me on this time. I think right now, the season I am is all about rebuilding me and getting me to where I want to be.
Right.
So,
but good luck with that, man. I don't know, man. Just figure that shit out, man. You be alright. You see that you ain't see that movie Obsession.
No, I'm gonna watch it tonight though.
Yeah, it was basically about this dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like madly in love with this girl who was like his best friend, supposedly his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the girl really didn't like him like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to some little shop to go buy her a gift, and he came upon these little wish things.
Mm-hmm.
And he wished that the girl would love him to death, basically. Well, just love him forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl ended up loving him way more than he expected.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would not let him go anywhere. Like, just was jealous. It's like, just would not let go of this dude. I ain't gonna tell you how the movie ended, but I saw like a TikTok with dudes like, all this nigga had to do was wish for more game so he can get girls. Like, he didn't have to wish for this girl to love him. Like, all he did, like, he would have just wished for some game. He could have got any girl he wanted.
Yeah.
Because if the wish worked like that, like he would have had all of them. Would have had it.
I'd have wished for like $1 million. I want to wish.
Well, in the movie, his buddy wished for $1 billion and got $1 billion. But I'll tell you how they did. You gotta watch the movie to see how they.
They ain't in too well.
Well, no, but yeah, like yeah, I was looking at it like, cause like I saw people talking about the movie afterwards. And they were saying like, the dude in the movie Bear, he was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I see a lot of women say, well, Bear was the villain because why would you make this girl do something
she didn't want to do?
That she didn't want to do? And you can see in the movie, like, there are times where this girl was like in her head fighting what she was doing,
mm-hmm.
but there was nothing she could do about it because like the wish had taken over.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see like on her face that she was trying to fight against this, and like and he was kind of encouraging it, but at the same time, he was like scared to death of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't realize what he asked for. I guess it's like it might be a cautionary tale. Just be careful what you wish for,
cause you just might get it.
Yeah, well, be careful what you pray for, cause you just might get it.
Yeah, that's true too. I don't think God gonna give you nothing that ain't in His will, but that's my opinion.
Oh, you might not be ready for it. It might be in your will, you just ain't ready for it.
That's why I say give it to me on your time, but not mine. You gotta be ready to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's another episode of the Nuke and Nitty show. We hope that we inspired you some of the things we were talking about. And we'll be back at y'all in 2 weeks. All right,
y'all.
Peace.
Hands on the beat.